Hi, Yoli Inch here with Purpose Fun Friday, although it is a Saturday, just tricky trying to get the right resources and opportunities on our travels. But anyway, here we are. So today I'm going to talk to you about a simple change model. So let's get started. Now, the thing to recognize is that whether you're as a change agent, whether you're running a program, a project, have a new product or a new service, be it with a community project or a not-for-profit or a business for good or a social enterprise, you want to really be clear about the change that you're making in people's lives or the environment around you. So this is where we actually ask the question, why? And we know that Simon Sinek has a wonderful statement that says, it is not about what we do, it is about why we do what we do. So when we ask that question, we can take that into three different areas. Who or what do we want to make a difference to? How will life be better for them? And for how long do we want to see the change? Because sometimes we might come up with something and the change is only short term and we want to make a longer term impact. So use these three questions to dive a little deeper. So we're going to take this to the next step. Now, the next step is actually coming up with a simple change model for the change that we want to see. So let's look at how this works. The first part is to look at your theory of the problem. What are the community issues or problems and hopes that you want to address or alleviate? And that is your theory of the problem. Then we want to look at what are the assumptions, what are the possible solution ideas that we come up with to address or alleviate these issues and these problems, and what are the outcomes of those solutions do we want to see as our theory of change? And then we want to look at, okay, how are we going to deliver this solution as a theory of actions or some form of intervention that delivers the solution that we've come up with. So we've come up with this simple theory of change model. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into that again. And now when you receive your email, you'll also receive a link to a worksheet which you can go through in this next section. So we'll go into the possible problem. And let's again look at three things. What is the community issue do we choose to address? And that's related to your organization or maybe some new issue that you want to address. Whether that issue is around or problem is around environmental issues, whether it's around domestic violence or whether it's around youth issues or just a community problem that you're concerned about, whatever it is that you're choosing, get some clarity around what that issue or problem is. Do a bit of research regarding it. Ask the question, who or what is facing this issue or this problem? Then ask, how big is it and why does it exist? And dig deeply into it in your research. Then we go on to the possible solution. Now, the possible solution we're looking at, what are the common beliefs about this issue? What are some of the backgrounds to this issue? You know, what is it that is actually happening out there that is already being addressed around this issue? Who else is addressing the issue or problem that you're trying to resolve with your solution? And then through all of that theory or that research, you're then likely to come up, what are some possible ideas as a possible solution to this problem? And remember when I did that merging of ideas in a little post that I did on the Facebook page? We'll use that activity to help you come up with some possible ideas. And then when you're working with your solution, you want to be clear, What are the outcomes this solution could create? So what could the target group learn as skills or knowledge or attitude change? What actions are possible by them? How will behavioral change happen? What are some decisions they're likely to make as a medium-term result of those outcomes? And then as an impact, what conditions could change for them? So what could be learned? That's a short-term outcome. What actions or behaviors, medium-term outcome, and what conditions could change? That's long-term, or the impact. So let's look at some of the ways that you can dig deeper into these parts of the change model. So with the problem, as you're diving deeper, use the 5 whys, and you'll see that you'll have that as a worksheet to work through. So put your problem up the top and then ask, why does this problem exist? And then come up a possible reason. And then the next part of it, why does this reason exist? And then come up with another reason. You're digging deeply. And then with that reason, ask, well, why does this reason exist? And then come up with another reason. And use that 5 times. And then at the bottom of your worksheet, come up, what is a possible root cause for the issue that you wrote at the top? So this is a great exercise to dive deep. Now then look at the possible solutions. You might have done your merging exercise, but you might come up with, well, what are different solution ways? It could be improving what already exists, creating a new service or program, or new product, fighting existing services, coming up with alternatives, including people with lived experience who've felt left out in your community, or challenges that they've experienced, or helping others to make a better decision or choices. So these are some examples of solutions that you can make. And then when you're working through it, have a look at your solution in relation to the United Nations global goals. So does your solution relate to, number one, it's around addressing poverty, or addressing good, or coming up with a good health solution, or a quality education solution, or good jobs and economic growth solution? Or is your solution around reducing inequalities, number 10, or partnerships for the goals? So have a look at all of the global goals and try to align your solution with them. Because by doing this, you're actually coming up with a local solution and connecting it to the global goals. How powerful is that? So I hope this is helpful for coming up with ways in which you can come up with a simple change model and a simple change, and working with a simple change tool for your product or service or new program that you're trying to develop or even improve on. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you next Purpose Fun Friday. Bye for now.